3 days of fighting, nearly 51,000 Americans were left dead on the Gettysburg battlefield, the site of the bloodiest battle on American soil. Many of the fallen were just boys, about the same age as our students. At the dedication ceremony of the Soldiers' National Cemetery, Abraham Lincoln recited just 272 words, an uncharacteristically short speech for the time, but one that eloquently captured the meaning of war and the democratic ideals that united us all as Americans. Lincoln would go on to say, "The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here." 3 years after the war, General John Logan of Logan Township's namesake issued a special order that May 30th, 1868 be observed as Decoration Day, the first Memorial Day. A day set aside for decorating the graves of comrades who died in defense of their country with flowers and whose bodies now lie in almost every churchyard in the land. In 1994, former principal Tom Coleman gathered Kingsway High School students around the flagpole to remember our very own dragons who sacrificed their lives so that we can enjoy our constitutional guarantees of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness within the democratic ideals Lincoln spoke about at Gettysburg. Now a time-honored tradition at Kingsway, this ceremony's success is largely due to the collaborative efforts of so many students, faculty, and staff since its inception, and is continued by those who have joined our Dragon family since.
Memorial Day is a very special time in the United States. I believe we are one of the few countries that celebrate our fallen on a yearly basis.
A special time to remember the people that have served before, given our country the freedom that we have, and just remembering that freedom isn't free. People lost their lives.
The U.S. Constitution is a document that sets it up where America is striving to fulfill its ideals to the point where people have given their lives for that document, for that ideal.
Memorial Day to me means the remembrance of those who've fallen and to honor those who served and to keep the American dream living on.
It's a day really taking my time and thinking people in our country went into the armed forces knowing that they had a chance of not coming back home.
Take time to remember all of the soldiers who tragically couldn't get back home to their families.
They died fighting for our country. They died fighting for what it is today. They died fighting for what we are right now.
Without them, our Constitution wouldn't be here, our freedoms wouldn't be here.
Memorial Day means a lot to me now. Ever since I signed, it's about the people that died for everything we have today.
They have laid down their life, but because of that, we are able to live our lives in relative safety and comfort.
The fact that there are people that are willing to put their lives on the line for that is just amazing to me.
World War II was a long time ago. Our current youth, they weren't alive when September 11th happened. It's about using these experiences, these challenging times, as the opportunity to remember your freedom is not free.
We the people is not merely a phrase in our Constitution. It is a powerful testament to the strength and resilience of our democracy. One voice, big or small, can make a tremendous impact on our nation.
I think I first fully understood the importance of Memorial Day was after 9/11. I was on a deployment. When I returned and just hearing about the lives lost and everything, that's when things really set in.
I understood the importance of Memorial Day when I was 18, 19 years old. I had lost a grandfather who was in the Navy. And when he passed away, he had the gun salute, the flag handed over, and I have never seen a service so sad in my entire life.
A few Marines that I went to boot camp with did perish overseas, and I didn't really reflect the true meaning of Memorial Day until after that.
I understood the importance of Memorial Day when I found out majority of my family members served as reserve duty. It gave me that realization this day could have been about them as well.
As a young man, I was a kid really when I went into the Marine Corps. You don't really think about it. You don't really think about it. But I remember the Vietnam Memorial. It's names on walls. There were people in my town
The first time I understood Memorial Day was definitely freshman year when we had our Memorial Day ceremony. Listening to the student speakers and realizing that these soldiers put their life on the line every single day for us and they don't even know us.
The Memorial Day ceremony, it does help educate people about what the day represents. Junior year, I think it really hit me where it was like, wow, people really went out and sacrificed their lives for us.
It opens up kids' eyes when they see what actually went on.
So in my ROTC, what we're learning about right now is dedication to anything, as simple things. That really plays a part right now in Memorial Day. All of these veterans, they had dedication to put themselves in that situation to go and serve for the military. I have a different perspective about it because of that.
Table is set for prisoners of war and those missing in action from all wars. They are not with us today. The chair is empty. Let us remember their absence.
Our soldiers are our most cherished and strongest attribute of our United States democracy. They are the reason we have our democracy. They put their own life on the line to protect equality, our freedoms, and accountability in the United States. They teach us the value of unity and teamwork as they go out and defend our nation.
When somebody is hurt, maimed, passes away because of service, the family is the one that has to be there to pick up the pieces to keep going, and they are probably the ones who at times need the most.
Learning what Gold Star families were, I didn't know that as a young man, but as I learned, it affects the family. There's long periods of separation. You don't know if they're coming back or not.
Never got another chance to say I love you. Never got another chance to give them a hug.
Getting a knock on the door with that notification, it makes me want to cry, what people go through.
The family made a sacrifice too, letting them go.
They wanted to do something to help the betterment of our country.
Show gratitude to families, thanking them for their service and feeling compassion towards them.
They've made a sacrifice that shouldn't be forgotten.
I was here the day this war on terror touched Kingsway. It was announced that Ryan Ionelli was killed in action.
When his body was brought back to New Jersey, it was driven around our campus. Our students and faculty observed the body as it passed. I was very, very proud of our student body and of our school and our community that day. And they really showed their respect towards military families and lived up to the theme of Memorial Day.
Seeing how people who might not have even been here when Ryan was a student here, how they were reacting to it. They knew, because of how important our Memorial Day ceremony is to Kingsway, they knew Ryan's sacrifice. They knew Ryan Ionelli.
Kingsway is just such a community that they're there for each other. That'll never be forgotten. It means the world.
We make sure that loss wasn't in vain.
Ryan is the Kingsway family here. He is a dragon.
Showing gratitude and showing love for the families of the fallen, we could definitely go out and help not just Memorial Day, every day of the year.
We should be volunteering where we can.
You have Gallant Heart, Wounded Warriors.
We could go out and help homeless veterans.
I pray specifically for families and those that have fallen.
If you see someone with a hat, it's a veteran's hat or Air Force hat, just say thank you for their services. It means a lot.
Using social media, posting stuff that reflects people that have passed away in remembrance of your family members.
Hold yourself to a standard and make this country better as a student, as a civilian.
So many ways we can give back to those who have given so much.
To the families of our fallen, what they did was an honorable thing, and it is a very challenging decision to put yourself in a position where you may not come home.
Thank you so much for the brave individual.
Thank you for your service, and I'm ready to follow their footsteps.
To just have a child be brought up to be wanting to serve for their country, just thank you for raising them like that.
I'm going to do everything I can that we could remember the sacrifice of your loved one and what you have gone through.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for the sacrifice that they made.
They're one of the heroes that make America great today.
Our troops are the main example of what the American spirit embodies, its values, and it shows what strength truly is. They give us the ability to appreciate and enjoy the democratic principles that us as a whole can have.
I will do everything I can to urge us all to remember, reflect, and really enjoy our freedom, and it wouldn't be in vain.
Let us continue to exercise our right to determine our future and stand as a shining example of freedom, unity, and the enduring power of democracy for generations to come.
Being together as one nation and remembering those who've fallen and remembering those who lost loved ones is the most important aspect of this day.
We owe these people a lot. We owe them everything.
Some soldiers return home to the music of marching bands, folks excitedly waving flags, and extremely heartfelt hugs.
Other soldiers return home in a solemn, flag-draped box, met by proud yet quiet loved ones, bravely holding back tears.
For those who receive the quiet welcome, let's offer up our gratitude and prayers.
And never forget the cost of lives lost and lives forever changed.